For centuries, a persistent idea has shaped how we think about inner peace. The assumption is that to find true stillness, you have to leave the noise of daily life completely behind. We picture the ultimate spiritual seeker as someone isolated in the mountains, an ascetic who has severed all ties with society, family, and modern obligation. But that image doesn't map onto our reality. We are tethered to careers, family responsibilities, and crowded, high-stress environments, which leaves us with a difficult question. Can a person with a full-time job and a family ever experience those highest states of deep, unbroken meditation? Viewing material responsibilities and spiritual peace as opposing forces is exactly what keeps so many modern workers trapped in a cycle of stress. We treat them as enemies rather than equal parts of a complete life. This divide was challenged by Sri Ramchandra of Shahjahanpur, known affectionately as Babuji. Notice the suit. He was a family man and a professional. Born in 1899 in northern India, his trajectory shifted entirely at age 23 when he met his spiritual guide, Lalaji. From that point on, Babuji dedicated his life to taking ancient, highly complex yogic traditions and engineering them into a streamlined practice that an everyday working person could actually use. To build an institutional framework for this modernized system, he established the Sri Ramchandra Mission in 1945. This animation illustrates his core philosophy. Babuji argued that material existence and spiritual practice are like the two wings of a bird. You need both to fly. Neglect either your worldly duties or your inner life, and you will crash. To make this balance achievable, he structured his heartfulness system around a few highly efficient mechanics. The first is called pranahuti, or yogic transmission. This diagram illustrates the mechanics of pranahuti. It functions as a subtle energy flowing directly from the guide's heart into the practitioners, acting as an immediate stabilizing force for a highly active, wandering mind. By introducing this external stabilizing force, the practitioner avoids the typical struggle of forcing the mind to be still. The energy does the heavy lifting of anchoring the attention, allowing the meditator to settle into a quiet state that usually takes years of solo effort to reach. But experiencing peace during meditation is only half the equation. You also have to protect that state during the work week. That requires a second daily practice, known as safai, or mental cleaning. This silhouette represents what happens during a normal day. As we work and interact, we absorb stress, frustrations, and heavy emotional impressions, what yogis call samskaras. Just as we wash dirt off our skin, safai is an active mental process to flush out these internal residues. By clearing them out every evening, you prevent temporary workplace stress from hardening you to permanent anxiety. Pranahuti and safai transform meditation into a high-performance maintenance system, specifically engineered for the psychological survival of the modern worker. Babuji physically passed away in 1983, but his practical approach to inner peace initiated a sustained period of global growth. This map tracks the ongoing expansion of the Heartfulness Mission. What began in a small town in Uttar Pradesh has now scaled across borders, reaching practitioners in over 160 countries today. That momentum continues because the lineage remains unbroken. Guided by his successors, first Chariji and currently Daji, the system is constantly refined to stay relevant and adaptable to the fast-paced 21st century. We can see the physical scale of this movement in places like Kanha Shantivanam in Hyderabad, a massive spiritual hub where millions of diverse practitioners gather globally to access this specific quality of silence. Yet, despite the massive global infrastructure, the core mechanism remains entirely intimate. Babuji proved that true spirituality requires only simplicity and a foundation of love. The silence Babuji described exists within the human heart, accessible regardless of your surroundings. Have you listened to your own heart today?